Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to do some more speed writing, trying to compose a quick melody, maybe 8 bars, and working on my 4-part harmonization still. So let's get into Dorico and start writing. The first thing we're going to do is make a short melody, and I like starting with just a motif to try and figure out some kind of piece we can use to build a whole melody. So I've chosen to start in C minor today. And let's start thinking about the melody. So I think that's going to be my short motif. It has some rhythmical character to it, which is always positive to make it more memorable. I can use the same rhythm again. And there actually I'm going to the C Dorian instead of the C minor, because of the raised sixth. The minor has the lower sixth. I don't have to stay in Dorian all the time. Maybe I'm just going into Dorian for a short while and the rest is minor. We'll see. So there we have a short motif. I think I'm going to use that for the rest of the melody, and this is in 3/4 time. And let's start writing it down. And the next phrase, the Dorian phrase. So maybe we'll do a period form on this one, where you have the an A phrase, and then you go to a contrasting phrase, and back to your A phrase, and then to the cadence point. So we'll choose a slightly different motif to be a bit contrasting. So I'm gonna smooth out the rhythm. And here we have the B phrase. And then we'll repeat the A phrase again. Maybe vary it in the end. And then we just have to find a kind of a closing phrase. Let's just make it simple. So the last phrase seems a little short to me, so maybe we'll just add an extra bar. Just using the same material we had in the previous bar. So maybe the tempo is 140. That's a bit quick. Let's try 130. Yes, I like that. So that's our melody done. Let's listen to it. I like that. Let's move on. So the next thing I'm going to do is find the chords for this piece. That's going to help me find out what 4-part harmonization I want to write, and also can give me some more options with the chord and just starting on 4-part harmonization right away. So often a piece starts with a tonic. Here the tonic is C minor. So that's going to fit with the first chord. I think I'm just going to choose that for the two first bars. And so for the Dorian part, I'm going to use F major. Usually in C minor, you have a F minor. But in the Dorian, that turns into a F major. And it's a very usual cliche to get that magical kind of sound using that major 4 chord. So I think we'll go back to C minor here. So F major and C minor. And now we're back in C minor again because we've lowered the 6th step again, so it's a regular minor. So for this part we have F, G and A flat. And for that chord, of course, if you're going to do strictly diatonic things, this can be the root of F minor. Or it could be the 3rd of D diminished. Or it could be the 5th of B major. Ending on a 7th. But you could try to do something that is not diatonic, chromatic, because this can also be the 3rd of D flat major. And I like that. Let's go with that. And this, I think I'm gonna do a C minor, because it's outlining the C minor chord. It could be the top of an A flat major 7 and be diatonic. But I'm going to go simple with the C major. This is definitely going to be the dominant chord because it has the raised 7th in it. And maybe we'll do a 2-5, which is a common chord progression. Let's do a D diminished. And here we're going to use the same chords as we did before. So C minor, F major, C minor, and then we have to find out. So we're going to do a 5-1 here. So the G, maybe G7 to the C minor. So for this part, I think I'll use the A flat major and an E flat major. So this is the period form, and it is that because we have an A phrase followed by a contrasting B phrase, and then we have the A phrase repeated with a little variation, and then we have a cadence at the end, which is typical for a period form. Now that we have our melody and our chords done, it's time to get to the 4-part writing. And as I did last time, we're going to start with the bass. So we'll start on the C, and this is going to the F, and that's fine because it's a 3rd with the melody. And that's a direct 5th, but that's okay because the soprano is moving by step. And then we'll try to go up to the D flat, which is opposite motion to the soprano, which is usually fine. And the next here, we can have a C. But as we see, we get a parallel 5th. To counteract that, we can maybe create a little line. Let's make that into a regular half note. So now they're moving by opposite motion. We're going to 2 octaves here, but they're moving in opposite motion. And here actually we have a parallel octave. So let's also create a little motion here to counteract that. So this is a 6, that's completely fine. Let's go to the G. And this is a 3rd, so that's fine. Let's go back to the C. And here we have a problem because this is a parallel fifth, which isn't that bad, but we could try to avoid it to get around it. Let's try going into an octave, and this octave is fine because this is oblique motion as it's standing still. So now to approach it by opposite motion, and the next one is a leap down to the C. So if we play just a straight up C, we got a direct fifth. We can do the same trick again, hitting the melody note in octave, because now they're moving into the fifth by opposite motion. And here we could have the A flat, and this is a fifth, but it's fine because the soprano is moving by step. And if we go to E flat, this is a third, so that's fine. And this is a fifth, and it's a direct fifth, but it's moving by step, so that's fine. And this is a direct octave, but it's fine because it's moving by step. So that's the bass done. Let's listen to it. And that sounds fine to me. So next up is the alto and the tenor, and they're just going to fill in the missing chord tones, trying to go in a smooth melodic motion. No more than one leap in a row. If you have a leap, then try to follow by step. We're trying not to double any thirds and not to create any bad parallels like parallel octaves, maybe parallel fifths, but we'll let that slide if we don't mind the sound of it. So this is going from a fourth to a fifth, that's fine. This is going from a unison to a third, so that's fine. So the three upper voices are fine, and the bass is standing still. That's oblique motion to anything going up in here, so that's fine. So that's the third, and we have the root, so we're missing a fifth, and we could double the root and see what happens. So this is going up to a third, and these are going up to a fourth, and that's fine. The alto and the bass are here in thirds, going up to an octave, but that's fine. It's not parallel, and the tenor is standing still, so that's fine. So let's try this again. The soprano and the alto, this is a third, that's fine. This is a fifth, but it's preceded by a sixth, and that's fine. This is standing still, so that's fine with anything. And the alto is going from a octave to a third, and that's fine. So here we have the D flat major, and it has the third, so we could double the root and the fifth maybe. So let's look at that. A third, this is always fine. This is a sixth, this is fine. This is octave, and that's fine. It's opposite motion, and this is opposite motion, so this is fine as well. So for the C, here we're missing a third, but we have a third on the second beat and the third beat of the bar. Fill in the missing third. This is a parallel fifth. So instead, let's change the voicing. This can go up to the third. Then these are moving by opposite motion to a fifth, that's fine. This is an octave. Now this is a fifth, and that's switched by opposite motion, so that's fine. This is a third, that's fine. This is a fifth, but it's opposite motion, so that's fine. But now we have a doubling and a voice crossing, so let's follow the melody with the alto. This is just standing still, so that's fine. And we have the third through the whole chord. So thirds, these are fine into unisons, but it's not a parallel, so that's fine. So the next chord is a D minor flat 5, or the D diminished. So we're missing these two notes in the middle. This is a fourth, that's fine. This is a sixth, that's fine. This is a diminished fifth from a sixth, so that's fine. That's not a parallel. This is a third, that's fine. And this is a third, so that's fine. For the G7, we have the 3rd, so maybe we could have double the root and also have the 7, so we don't have to jump that far with the middle voices. And then in the next bar, we could go to this chord. Let's see how that works. So 3rd fine, 2nd fine. This is a tritone. That's going to a 3rd, a 6th, and this is a 5th, but it's standing still, oblique motion, so that's fine. One thing here is that we have double the 3rd, but this is a minor chord, and minor chords can handle a double 3rd. This 7 leads naturally down to the C minor. So I want to keep that because the leading tone is not leading to the 1 in the melody. And we can't change the melody is fixed. So I think we're going to call this fine and move on to this one. And we'll just keep the same rhythm actually, because we're missing the 3rd here. And then we double the 5th and we have the roots. It's a very big leap for these voices. If this moves to an F and these stay in the same range, we have over an octave between the upper voices, and we don't want that because it doesn't sound coherent. So this is oblique motion to the bass, so that's fine. This is going 3rd and fine, and this is a 3rd, that's fine. These are a 5th, but this is a 6th, so that's fine. And that's 1 leap, so we have to stay nearby for the next chord. So we are here for the F, and the melody is here, but this can even step up, and this can maybe follow. So let's try that. This is a 3rd going to a 5th, so that's fine. This is a 3rd going to a 6th, that's fine. These are 3rds separated by an octave, so that's fine. And this is standing still, so we don't have to think about this anymore. And these are moving in 3rds. So that's 4 3rds in a row. Ideally, you don't want more than 3, but in this case, we're making it a part of the melody. I think it sounds cool, so let's keep it. So we have the 5th and the root. Let's put in the 3rd and double the roots. So here we have the G going to the E flat, going to the A, so that's 2 leaps in a row. Let's try to mitigate that. For the missing 5th and double the root again. So this is a 2nd inversion chord, and that's always fine voice leading wise because there is a 6th, there is a 4th, there is a 3rd. So 1st and 2nd inversion closed voicings are always fine. But we have to check with the bass. So this is the only thing that's going to be an octave. That's fine. And this is moving by step and this by leap, so that's fine. And here we'll try to put in the missing 3rd and double the root. And at the end, go down to add the 7. This is a 5th, but it's approached. This is approached by a 3rd, and this is a step, so that's fine. And these are 3rds, a 5th going to an octave between the octave and the tenor, so that's fine. And this is a 3rd, that's fine. 4th, that's fine. 2nd, that's fine. And this is oblique motion, so this is fine. And just end the chord. The leading tone is going up to the root, so I think the tenor will go down to the 3rd, and the alto is staying in oblique motion like that. So we have a full C major chord. So there I just copied the tenor down in the bass clef, so we get the classic separation. And let's listen to our piece. That sounds good to me. So that's how you can create a quick melody and work on your 4-part harmonization like I'm doing right now. Hope you got something out of this video and have a great day.